Good morning, everyone. I'm Ravindra Rao from Kotak Securities Commodity Research Team, and I welcome you all to the weekly commodity roundup, which gives you a brief on metals and energy, along with the weekly outlook. It was another volatile week, which started on a shaky note but ended largely positive as risk on outplayed risk off trades. Financial markets took a hit early in the week as rising virus cases, inflation concerns, and uneven economic recovery dented risk sentiment. However, equities seem to know only one direction, and that's up. Risk appetite recovered soon as market focus shifted to strong corporate earning results, growth optimism, and hopes of continuing stimulus measures. The next challenge for a global financial market will be the Fed's monetary policy outlook this week. Starting with the US dollar index, the American currency rose for the second consecutive week and tested the highest level since April 2021. We mentioned in the last week's podcast that it is trading close to 92.80 resistance, and if that is taken out, we might see it going higher till 93.35. It came close to 92.20, but then the 93.20, sorry, but then the momentum faded as the US dollar index ended the week well off the highs. The index has wavered amid a shift in risk sentiment, and as support from ECB's dovish stance was countered by mixed US economic numbers. The US 10-year bond yield slumped to the February lows as risk aversion pushed investors to safety of bond. In our last week's view, we predicted it to test 1.15, 1.13. This actually happened as it registered a low near 1.129. However, yield ended the week well off the lows and amid improved risk appetite. Coming to precious metals, gold remained sideways, which seems very surprising as the current environment of negative real rates should be positive for the yellow metal. COMEX gold witnessed a mixed trade but ended with a modest 0.7% decline last week, marking its first fall in last 5 weeks. However, prices continued to hold near the $1,800 ounce per ounce mark. Market players have become cautious ahead of the Fed's decision this week. Fed rattled global markets at its last meeting by projecting possibility of an early rate hike. However, since then, market players have tapered expectations of monetary tightening amid dovish comments from some Fed officials, mixed US economic data, persisting virus concerns, and loose monetary policy stance of other central banks. The recent gains in gold and firmness in equity market reflects that market players are not expecting Fed to sound very hawkish at this week's meeting. We may only see a sharp fall in gold if Fed gives a clearer path on tapering of bond purchases or rate hikes. Having said that, trend in US dollar and general risk sentiment may continue to be a key price determining factor. On the technical front, as expected, dollar spot gold has been trading in a narrow range. The upper bound is $18.25 per ounce, and the lower bound is $17.80 per ounce, followed by 17.60, which seems to be a very crucial support. At least until the Fed outcome comes, we expect this range to continue. After the outcome, we might see a direction in US dollar, which might lend some clearer direction in gold as well. Even silver looks to be trading in a range. The lower bound remains near $24.70 an ounce, and the upper bound is near $25.60 an ounce. Again, in silver, we expect this range to continue till the Fed outcome comes. On the MCX, gold range is expected to be 47,000 on the lower side and 48,000 on the higher side. The break of this range and sustenance above or below the range would give a clear direction. In case of silver, the downside support would be around 66,000 and resistance is near 68,000. So a break of this range would give a direction. So until the Fed outcome comes, we expect gold and silver both to trade in a range. After that, we might get a clear direction. That will be mostly on Thursday. Now coming to crude oil has witnessed sharp volatility at the start of the week. In fact, it fell 7% at the start of the week, and then we saw rebound in prices. It fell 7% on Monday as market players assessed OPEC Plus production policy. However, it bounced back sharply and ended higher for four consecutive trading sessions amid rise in US and global equity markets. Forecast of slowdown in US drilling activity, IMF's optimism about US and global economy, and mixed inventory report. It is a mixed bag in crude and volatile trade is likely. However, rising virus cases and concerns about Chinese economy may continue to weigh on price. With challenges both on demand and supply front, we expect volatility to continue in oil prices in the near term. Technically, crude has given a good rebound. We expected it to take support near $66, $67 per barrel, as we have mentioned in our last week's podcast. And it actually took the support and it has bounced back. Now a resistance is near $73 per barrel, and after that the resistance is close to $75 per barrel. But it will be a tough task for the bulls to take out the resistance of $73 per barrel. On the MCX, the higher bound would be around 5,500 and the lower bound would be 5,180. Now that the OPEC's uncertainty is out, we expect crude to trade in a range which is indicated on technical charts, and we expect a sideways move between say $68 on the lower side and $73 on the higher side. And in case of MCX, the lower bound would be 5180 and the higher bound would be 5500, and we expect it to trade in this very range. Lastly, in case of industrial metals, we have seen a mixed close. After a mixed close a week ago, we have seen largely a higher close last week, bearing zinc, which closed slightly lower. Industrial metals had plunged along with other financial assets early in the week after China announced another round of auction of metal from state reserves. Market reaction, however, subsided as the move was largely expected, and also as the sale is not expected to be as big as market players worried. LME copper gained 0.9%, reversing all the losses noted a week ago. The global world refined copper market showed a 75,000 ton deficit in April, compared with the 13,000 tons deficit in March, as per the ICSG latest monthly bulletin. LME nickel gained 1.6%, marking its third weekly gain and tested the highest level since February. Nickel benefited from general strength in industrial metals and firmness in Chinese stainless steel prices. Shanghai stainless steel rose as much as 4.8% to a record high of 19,400 yuan a ton on tight supply worries. Also supporting nickel price was supply concerns, as Russia plans to impose export taxes starting August. Reflecting tightness in physical market, the global nickel market deficit widened to 21,300 tons in May, compared to a shortfall of 20,400 tons in April, as per INSG report. Industrial metal might remain supported this week as prices have come out of the trading range after almost weeks of a range-bound move. Technically, we feel copper, nickel and zinc might be the best picks for this week, especially zinc, because after a long consolidation, zinc has come out of trading range. On the MCX, zinc August resistance is near 445, and if it sustains above that, we might see it going higher till 245 is the resistance, and if it sustains above that, we expect prices to go higher till 252 and then 255. Next best pick would be nickel. Nickel has been consistently trading higher, and as we mentioned last time, 1388, 1384 was the support, and we expected it to test 1450. In fact, it has gone above 1450 now, and we expect prices to move to 1520, 1530 going ahead. So any dip in nickel would be a buying opportunity. Finally, in case of copper, copper has come out of the range and it has penetrated 735, 736 on a closing basis, which was the important resistance. And after that, we have seen prices moving off very fast. Now, we expect the resistance might be near 778, 780, which would be the ideal level for the August contract. And on the lower side, 736, 735, which was the resistance, would now act as a support. So any dip in copper prices would attract buying. So to conclude, the week ahead should be dominated by Fed interest rate decision, which might affect US dollar as well as general risk sentiment. Traders will be looking for more clues regarding the bond purchase tapering from this week's Fed meet. Also in focus will be economic data from major economies and IMF's growth forecast, which will reflect upon health of major economies. Key data includes US GDP growth estimate, consumer confidence, Chicago PMI, Eurozone GDP and inflation, while China manufacturing and services PMI is due on Saturday. Well, that brings me to the end of this podcast. Wishing you all good luck and safe trade amid Fed volatility.